wherever you listen throughout the world. It's football time in Tennessee.
The Tennessee Vols are about a third of the way through fall practice now. So today we're going to discuss the position battles on the offensive side of the ball, where they are right now, where we think they're going to be in game one, and into the season. Could we have somebody move up into that rotation or take a spot? Now, in the comments, if you don't care, let us know what you think, because we certainly don't have any monopoly on being right about this right here.
That's right. Well, the coaches don't even know who the starters is right now. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having fall camp, I guess. But there's a lot of jobs, that can change between now and at the end of the fall camp to that first game.
Well, one thing we can say about this team is the amount of depth that he has accumulated over the last 2 years, and we see it in all these position battles. There's so many of them.
We had, I think, led the conference, I think it was, and returning letterman. So that tells you we got a lot of guys that
are playing,
and we have what Austin Price recently said was what he thought would be the best recruiting class we've had in 25 to 30 years coming in. So
that goes back into the glory years of the 90s. And by the way, for anyone who don't know Austin Price, he is a Morristown, Tennessee guy, works at VolQuest. Please give them a look and be a subscriber. They run a good show down there.
Yeah, best in the business. So you got a lot of young guys who's going to be moving up. So that's what makes this thing interesting. First off, let's start off with quarterbacks, Tim.
Well, there's no real position battle there.
I don't think so.
This is Joe's team.
It is. It's Joe's team, unless he gets hurt or something major happens.
We don't want to go there.
No,
so
we don't.
But who's he throwing to? There's where your position battles start.
That's where it gets interesting. The position that probably a lot of people are really interested in, because it's a super tight rotation. Tennessee typically just plays three guys. So they usually don't see a lot of four-man rotation because they love that tight end. He's vital in the run game and pass protection. So they usually just use three guys. And
we got four people fighting for that.
Yeah.
You got Ramon Cooper, who has always been steady Eddie kind of, but honestly has upped his game. He's a leader in that room. It's going to be hard to get him out of a starting job. And Ruben Floyd the same way.
Yeah. I think those two guys, in my opinion, unless one of them gets hurt, they're locked in.
Good chase.
The other spot is very iffy.
Got the newcomer.
Super talented guys.
Yeah.
Squirrel White and Dante Thornton.
Yeah. The newcomer guy, Dante Thornton, is going to be pushing Squirrel. Of course, the thing about it is he could also maybe push Ramel. He's got flexibility. He can play inside or out.
Yeah. 6'5", super fast. He could play anywhere.
Yeah, and I've heard great things about him, great things about Bruce, great things about Ramel. Squirrel's been a little dinged up, so he needs to get back on the practice field, or he will start the year out in the backup row.
Very good class. Very good group there, Tim. I think that top four is going to be one of the best we've had down there.
We may have the best position group in the conference.
We may very well do it. And I heard a guy who I respect, who's not a Tennessee fan, recently said that. Said he thought Tennessee had the best wide receiver group in the conference and one of the very top in the country. So it's very interesting and exciting.
Yes, it is. But they're not the only ones that get thrown to. Let's talk about the tight end group, Bob. A position group that is a little thin, but they're all going to have to play. They don't have a choice.
They are. But I'll tell you what, Tim, before we jump into tight ends, let's say something. Something I've been wanting to say for a while. I want to thank the listeners and the people that comment on our videos. Y'all are very important to us. We appreciate y'all. It's one of my bright spots of the day to see comment pop up on my phone, or see we got a new subscriber, somebody liked us. It's really exciting.
It has been. Guys, y'all take time out of your day to listen to us. We appreciate it. And then, you know, you go for a little farther, you hit those buttons, and you leave us some comments. And we've had some great talks with several of you guys, and
Hmm.
it's been enjoyable. So
Yeah,
thank you very much from the bottom of our heart.
yeah, really is. We really feel like this is all of ours, you know. So I mean, it's been really fun, and we really do appreciate it.
Yeah, because otherwise, you know, we're just two guys sitting in a room, and it's kind of sad.
It really is.
So
Right, it is. Uh, so let's continue on to tight ends. I'm sorry about that, Tim.
no, no,
Uh,
no.
but yeah, the we got three guys basically vying for that job, and we're super thin, like you said,
Yeah.
super thin.
Now I think right now the job is easily though. It's not vied for today.
Hmm.
I think Jacob Warren's got that job right now.
He will be the guy that marches out there on that first snap, I do believe, or be at least listed as the starter on the final depth chart. But he is, in my opinion, by far the least talented of the three-man group right there. Ethan Davis, very talented, and I would not be surprised is not a future first or second round draft pick in the coming year.
Well, he's going to be an all-conference candidate at the minimum, I believe. But he's young. He's a little light in the britches right now. Got a lot to learn.
Hmm.
And coming off an injury too. So it's going to take him a little while. But McAllen Castles, Bob, is someone I know that you have a man crush on.
Yeah, I watched his film as soon as I did, and he committed. I was like, man, this guy's going to do outstanding in this offense. He's just very good and catches the ball very well. He just does it all. I mean, so
He looks like a prototypical NFL tight end.
he really does. And I think the guy's going to lead us in catches this year, and
I think he takes that eventual job.
he's going to be sneaky good. I think you're going to at the end of the year, he's going, dang, he had a lot of catches, and I would not doubt if he didn't get a lot of touchdowns as well.
You know, though, Bob, whether, you know, this is all exciting with these guys, but let's take a step back and talk about these guys that actually get the jobs done. And we got the key position battles on this offense is going to be on that line of scrimmage.
It is, and that's where a lot of your battles are right now. I mean, your right tackle spot is is a battle there. I mean, Jeremiah Crawford's probably your day one starter, but Dane Davis, I believe, is going to play there some.
Yeah.
And Gerald Mincy, I'm not sure what he does.
He's the wild card because he would probably be your starter, but he's really wanting to stay at left tackle.
He's the most talented of the three guys,
Probably.
but he struggles. I don't know if it's a mental thing or if it's physical, what it is, but he does not want to play right tackle. So, and maybe it's just he's a lot better at left, but the left tackle is pretty well locked down. So, you know, I don't know what he's going to do there, but I think they're going to play him, rep him there at right tackle in case Crawford can't get it done or Davis can't get it done. And who knows, some of these guys might move some due to injury. Davis is capable of playing some guard.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised to see him slide down into the guard. And of course, the guard being most likely the left guard spot right now.
Yeah.
The key position battle, the key, when I say battle, it's just the key position. We got to find a starter.
We do. With the injury of Cooper Mays, it's made this thing really interesting. Before he got banged up a little bit, he was your starter at center, and it seemed
Ollie
like maybe
Lane.
Ollie Lane might have been the next guy there. He was
He's
leading
probably
that
your
group,
left guard guy at
but
this moment.
he's been repping some at center now. So and Jackson Lampley kind of come out of nowhere, getting some reps at left guard. So that left guard spot is going to be up between Ollie Lane, Jackson Lampley, Addison Nichols, which is I think a redshirt freshman. I think he redshirted last year, who I think they think is probably the most talented out of that bunch. But he's just young.
He is. Addison Nichols, I think, is going to be a multiple year starter here for UT.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know if this going to be the first year.
I agree. Then you have the Texas transfer. Andre Carrick, I think is how you pronounce his last name. Uh, you know, he's made a little bit of a move.
Yeah, he was
So,
slow in the spring.
mhm.
Was a little disappointing, but you know, it's a new offense, new everything. So it took him a little while, but he's hit the ground running, but he still hasn't grabbed that position. You know, if you ask me, hey, who would be the best? I would love him to make a move
Hmm.
and grab that spot. But as of today, I would say game one, Ollie Lane.
I think Cooper will be back
I
for
believe he
game
will be.
one. So there's your game one starter, and I think it probably will be Ollie Lane. But it's going to be interesting.
I
You
think
got-
Addison Nichols takes the job unless Carrick puts a major move on them.
Could do it, yeah.
By mid-season, I don't believe Lane will be your starter.
I would not doubt that a bit. Well, at least you've got some guys there anyway. Um, the
Let's go back to the fun group, Bob.
yeah, the fun group, that's when their names get called, it's not a bad thing, like the offensive line.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, the running back group, that one's interesting. I think Jalen Wright's probably your starter, but your senior Jabari Small might,
Well, he's the returning starter.
yeah,
So
so
it's
he
gonna
might get listed on that
Yeah.
final depth chart as a starter. But I think Jalen Wright is really your starter. He is the guy who's going to get the most carries this year, I do believe. He's had a great fall camp. Uh, he's his body looks better, and I think he's done some work there. And you know, Jabari, his injuries have really killed him.
That shoulder has just been.
How do you play that position and have a banged up shoulder? I don't understand that, but
Yeah, he's a warrior, man.
he
Tough
has
as
struggled.
nails.
When he was a freshman down there, and you had Eric Gray and that other guy that I can't think his name of,
Ty Chandler.
Ty Chan. I thought he looked just as good as any of those guys. So I think he's got the potential to be even better than what you've seen the last 2 years. So who knows there? And then you got Dylan Sampson, and no slouch at all. I mean, that guy could end up. If you told me at the end of the year he's the guy that leads us in rushing, would not shock me one bit.
Well, it wouldn't be either because I'd figure he had about 4 70-yard touchdowns that pumped up his numbers quite a bit.
He would have played a lot more last year had it not been for a couple of pass pro issues, which he
Well, he
says he's
whiffed on a
worked out.
couple. Yeah, he whiffed on a couple of pass protections that just ate Hooker up.
Yeah,
So,
he about got Hooker killed in the LSU game. So
yeah.
that'll get you on the bench pretty quick.
Yeah. I tend to agree with you, Bob, except I think Jabari Small starts game one. But I do think Wright leads us in rushing, and I think that he eventually takes just a starting job.
And I do think you'll have probably the fourth guy in that thing, which I've mentioned several times, and I won't keep on going on, but Cam Seldon, future star, I think you will see him some as a runner and as a pass catcher. He could end up being like the Fant was last year, kind of a toy that they moved around a lot.
Well, he will be, and honestly, Bob, you're going to be mentioning his name a whole lot because he's going to make you mention his name a whole
Yeah.
lot.
I hope so.
Yeah, this kid is special, I believe.
But and you got Khalifa Keith, Deshaun Bishop, which no slouches.
Yeah,
But
they're not in that position battle,
no, they're not. They're not.
but two guys who have come in looking really good. Future's bright right there.
Heupel has said he's very excited about this freshman class of Seldon, Keith, and Bishop. So, and I can see why from what I've seen from them so far.
Oh yeah. Well, I believe that does it for the offensive side. Leave us a comment. Like I said, tell us who you think's going to win these battles.
It'd be interesting to see what y'all say. Got any thoughts on the younger guys who might be moving up? That'd be interesting to hear about too.
All right. See you guys next time. Go Vols.
Go Vols.